Made it live. It only took me 20 years to get on here. Please ignore the hula hoop in the back. I've been practicing my adventures lately. Happy Thursday, y'all. I feel like most people are probably at work, are going to end up catching this in the replay, but I have a beautiful 9 minutes before I have to hop off of here. I feel like I hadn't been live in a while, but I wanted to come on because there are literally only 4 days left to join Build Your First Option Cohort 3. And that's something that I hadn't shared publicly, but I made the decision that this is the final time that I'm teaching Build Your First Options live in this format. It is also the last time that it will be 297 as well. I have had so many beautiful mornings to sit and just think about the evolution of myself, this business, and supporting women in the space of YouTube. I can't ignore the fact that I'm growing up, y'all. I'm growing up. So I'm not saying Build Your First Options is disappearing. I'm truly just saying that it's growing up and it's evolving. I've had the pleasure now of leading two cohorts headed into the final third cohort, but I've been able to learn a lot of what women actually need from me. And the biggest thing that I've seen is truly that most women need help getting out of their heads and actually moving the needle forward. I've watched over 40 ladies now finally start the YouTube channel they've been thinking about for years, finally turn on the camera that they purchased months ago, finally post their first video. I mean, I've gotten to see some beautiful first steps, finally get some clarity and start understanding what direction they want to go. Who do they want to talk to? They've been getting clear about what they want to talk about. I think the biggest piece for me has been the realization of like their life, their lived experience, their knowledge, and the story that they already have, and learning that you just already have so much to say, especially those that are coming with like 10, 15, 20 years in their previous industry or field, and figuring out how do I apply who I am to what it is that I want to do, say, and be. So those are some big wins that I've been able to see, and I'm excited to see what comes out of cohort 3. It's so much that happens when you just start trusting your voice and you start trusting the skills and abilities that God has placed in you, when you really start leaning into the talents that you have and not letting fear override your system. That's the best way that I can say that. Not letting fear override your system. I'm seeing in the comments how many women are starting their channel. However you find me randomly popping up on your feed, it's such a beautiful thing to see, and it's just so much freedom in that decision to be more you. That's what I've been calling it for myself, at least on this journey when I started over 9 months ago. So that's why I loved just teaching this live part of this cohort so much, because sometimes you just need somebody to hear you think, talk it out loud, brainstorm with you, and to help you realize that, hey, stop overthinking, just post the video, sis. I don't think many of us are trying to actively become YouTubers or influencers either, from what I've gathered with my community. That's not their goal, but they want to be women that are influential within their arena. They want to be women that can help solve a problem. It's amazing how many women want to solve people's problems. We do it all day long for these jobs. We do it all day long in our corporate setting. We've done it for years, right? In operations, in nursing, in healthcare, in tech. You are quite literally solving everybody's problems every single day. And sometimes you just need space for somebody to help you solve your own problem. Sometimes you just need space for somebody to help you get out of your own way and see yourself beyond what you can actually see. And sometimes, more often than not, you need the space to realize your value. Your value isn't the salary that they're giving you. Your value is not your W-2 paycheck. But when you've been taught and conditioned to think that and believe that, baby, that's a big hurdle to get over, to see the difference, to get to the other side, to actually start trusting and believing, hey, she's right. My value is beyond here. And that's where it started for me. I started on YouTube 9 months ago. Y'all have probably watched or heard me say this so many times, but getting to that place now, having just hit 30 days since I left my job a couple days ago. I started building my options, but I started trying to see if I could surpass my one paycheck, not two, one. I needed to be able to see that I could make one paycheck on my own. And when I did one, I needed to see that I could make the second. And when I literally did a month's worth of pay in that capacity, that's when I knew, like, okay, girl, you're on to something. Now lean in. And the lean in is so hard because when you're leaning in, you're like, I kind of just imagine when you have to break through a brick wall. Not that I've ever done this before, but I mean, some of the shows that I watch, they've had to do that. When you're trying to just break through a wall, the wall of doubt, the wall of fear, the wall of disbelief, the wall of judgment, the wall of criticism, the wall of lack of trust, right? Like we're breaking through so many walls just to see the mirror on the other side of that wall. And when you see the mirror on the other side of that wall, what's in the mirror? You. You're looking at yourself. You're breaking through the walls to literally look at yourself. And it's not a start over. It's more so like reconnecting with your identity when you stare at yourself in the mirror and trying to see what you see back inside of you. I hope I'm making sense when I say all of this because it's really just me speaking from my own personal journey right now at this point. I think that's with everything though, because the battle of our mind, it's so hard sometimes to try to get into this place of belief and trust and understanding with yourself. When you're choosing to learn how to use your voice and be visible on YouTube, you're choosing to do that for so many other reasons beyond the general understanding, right? We know that it could get help us get monetized. We know that it can help us bring in extra money. We know that it can help us be another option for our families and for the trips that you want to take and the she shed that you may want to buy and all these other beautiful things that you desire on your desire list. But it just does so much work beyond that, so much more work, excuse me, beyond that, that when you feel the confidence of who you are, it's like you can't unfeel it and you can't unsee it. And the journey becomes so exciting. I see quite often too in the beginning, the ladies want to jump from A to Z, not all, but some want to jump from A to Z. No, honey, you got to enjoy the journey. I know we're people that want to be intentional. We love a plan. We love organization. We love moving with intention, right? If I'm doing X, I need Y to be the output. Like, why am I doing this? This needs to make sense. I want to start well. I want to start right. These are all forms of conditioning that we have all carried and gathered through years of your corporate background, years of corporate experience, because you do have to start well and you have to start right and you have to be prepared and you have to come ready and you got to be ready for the meeting and you got to be sharp as a tack. And honey, God forbid being a Black woman, because my grandma always told me you got to work twice as hard to be what? I know somebody knows exactly what I'm saying. Belinda has always said that to me for such a long time. And I realized I carried that attitude and demeanor in so many other rooms that I would enter in until I got to YouTube. And it's something that kind of breaks you down a little bit about the vulnerability and being visible and using your voice and turning on this camera. You would be amazed. A woman can be a CEO of a top company, C-suite executive, and can freeze like a deer in headlights on this camera, talking and having a conversation. It's just the reality of a lot of conditioning that we've carried within ourselves. And I get it. I resonate with all of it. And all of it, this work literally leads back to the identity of who you're becoming, what you're working out of to get through to, right? So I hope what I'm saying makes sense. That's just been a part of my journey, um, just being on here. And I'm not on here for long. I literally have coaching calls at 12 for the next couple hours, which I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. But all that to say, I started YouTube because I needed options. I needed options to restore myself, to get me to the next thing. I knew I have the gift of gab. I wanted to lean in to that gift. And that was the way that it started unfolding for me. I didn't know exactly where it would lead until I started this. And I think that's important for anybody jumping into Build Your Options Cohort 3, right? You don't need to know the entire plan before you get started. You don't know who you're going to become until you start becoming that person. You don't know how those conversations are going to unfold until you start having those conversations. You don't know what's going to spark and light you up until you start seeing how you react and feel to certain topics, to certain series, to certain conversations that you're having, because you very well may be pivoting, and you very well may think like, okay, I'm done, I actually don't want to talk about that anymore. and and that's okay. We really do start with who, like, what do you know, what have you lived, what do you care about, what means a lot to you, where do your values lie, what conversations do you want to be known for, how can you start letting people find you through those conversations. I don't call these videos, I've never it's just not a video. Yeah, we're having a video. This isn't content. We're having conversations. When you really, really, really think about it, we can tend to make things very complex and complicated. I can't talk, y'all. Overcomplicated. But it's really just genuine conversation. So there's a few seats left in cohort 3, which gets me so excited. And like I said, this will be the last time that Build Your First Options is in this capacity. We're evolving, we're growing up over here, and we're making some beautiful changes. So the doors do close on Monday because we get started fresh September 1st. Not saying that to scare you to join either, right? But truly saying that to say, if you've been like kind of thinking and ideating and simmering, or maybe watching me have these conversations on the side, and you've been wanting to go through this with me live, then this is the time to do so, because after this, the work is evolving. And I'm very, very excited about where we're going. I cannot wait to be in the Liberated Woman room. I don't know how else to say that besides saying it just like that. I cannot wait to create this beautiful, intimate space of community. And the Liberated Woman Room is a place where we will still continue to create out loud, right? But it's just an extension of the way that we are creating. It's an extension of the conversations that we're still having, where we get to do life together in this community while we're women that are reinventing ourselves. We're becoming more relaxed women. This is a journey that I'm on now too, because I realized, girl, you've been in burnout for over 20 years on and off. Burnout doesn't heal in 30 days just because you've been off of this job for 30 days. I'm still seeing small areas and places where those tendencies are popping up now, because I'm stepping into something a little new, right? So just bringing the ladies along that journey and building our community in that way, and the way that we'll be able to continue to do life together and continue to glow up and grow up and get our monetizations on and build these channels, right? And build our options. And then what we get to do with those options once we start generating money. What do you do with that first $1,000, 5,000, 10,000? Like, that's what I see for this. I see us having adult summer camp weekends. Like, I just see so many beautiful things and retreats unfolding where we really have been reinventing the way that we work, we play, we live. We're getting back to ourselves. And the beautiful thing is, you get to do this with other people. You don't have to do this alone. So the first step is Build Your First Options Cohort 3, which will be the final of its kind. The extension is the invitation into the Liberated Woman room. I feel like my training wheels have come off of the bike, which my dad will be proud of me, even though, of course, I don't ride with training wheels anymore. But that's just how it feels, because um, with every new offer, there just eventually comes evolution and transition. So if you're transitioning with us, if you're ready to get started, if you've been thinking about stepping into this space, I'm going to put the link. Actually, where is the box? I realize, y'all, I'm operating on half of a screen. I don't even see the chat. Is there even a chat? Where'd the chat go? Maybe I don't have a chat this time. I must have selected the wrong option. Y'all have to forgive me. Okay, well, you know where the link is. The link is in the description, like all the other links. And if you want to join and be in that room, there's literally just a handful of seats left. I'll be closing the doors once we hit that capacity. Okay, I gotta go. I have a one-on-one. Y'all have a beautiful day. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I hope you're starting your channels. I hope you're getting visible, active, and live and putting yourself out there. And I am going to get off this call before my client yells at me if she sees me on here live. Okay. Bye, y'all. Take care. Happy Thursday.